everybody, welcome back to my channel. Mia here. I can't believe that yet another year has gone by. So today we are here to discuss the outcome of 2017 as well as some new goals for 2018. Before we get started, let me just quickly give you a short update on my health. I did go to another doctor's appointment and it turned out that it is not my asthma what is bothering me. I must have gotten some kind of pulmonary infection along the way, and that combined with the baby's position, which naturally causes you to be a little bit out of breath, as well as my asthma history, it has all combined together into making me feel the way I've been feeling lately. So pretty much the doctor said that there's nothing she can really do. All I can do is take some Mucinex because I have a lot of like phlegm and that bad cough. So that's going to help me feel better and just deal with it until it goes away. So I might sound a little bit out of breath for a little bit longer. Hopefully it doesn't disturb you guys too much, and hopefully I'll be back to normal soon enough. Now that that's out of the way, let's start by talking about last year. Now, if you guys remember my last video for 2016 and 2017, then you probably know that in 2016, I had a fantastic year. I read over 100 books, and it was just a very successful reading year. 2017 was a little bit of a different story. It was not as successful when it comes to my reading as I had hoped, but we'll get into that in a minute. I will be linking up above that last video that I made, just in case you're interested to see where I was in 2016 and what my actual goals for 2017 were. Pretty much what I wanted to accomplish in this last year was to read more nonfiction, to continue to read as widely and as diversely as possible, and to read 50 books during the year. I didn't quite meet a lot of those goals. I read around 30 something books last year, which is not the 50 that I had previously set, but I also took a long break during 2017. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you probably already know this, but for those of you who hadn't been following me or haven't been following me for that long, I'll just quickly explain. Pretty much towards the beginning of the year, I just kind of stopped making videos. I stopped reading. Life got too hectic. A lot of personal things were happening that require my attention and that didn't necessarily leave me any free time for me to read. So for almost 6 months of the year, so half the year pretty much, I didn't read at all. And when I finally started picking up books again and started making videos again, I was not as motivated as I wanted to be. And I wasn't reading as fast as I wanted to be. I was pretty much out of habit and in a reading slump as well. So it took me a while to kind of get into the zone again. And that's where I'm still at the moment. I'm still trying to get back up to speed, but it is getting much better. Towards the end of 2017, I feel that things started to really fall into place and I started to get much more organized. But that is why I just really didn't read much during 2017, because of that huge break that I took for the majority or at least half the year. I did manage to continue to read quite diversely. Of course, I read a lot less, but I did read quite diversely, for which I am very happy and pleased. I did stop reading poetry, not completely. I read 2 poetry collections, and I did read poetry throughout the year, but I was reading more on online websites, so I was just kind of glancing and googling poems and that sort of thing, but I wasn't actually reading collections as a whole. But still, compared to 2016, where I read so much poetry, it was a big letdown for me personally, because I love poetry and I'm very passionate about reading it. So that's something I do intend on changing in 2018, but we'll talk about that a little bit more once we get to the goals for that year. I wanted to cut down on my book buying because I was overwhelmed with the amount of books that I hadn't read yet. Most of the books that I owned, I hadn't read, and that was starting to really stress me out. So I had decided that I didn't want to purchase many books throughout 2017. I wanted to ideally only purchase books that were the continuation of series which I was caught up with, and it was just the next book that I had to read in the series. So those were the books that I ideally wanted to purchase, and nothing else. I didn't quite do it that way, but at the same time, I think I was very good with my book buying ban. I didn't buy a lot of books throughout the year at all, and I feel very happy with that. Also did a couple of cleansings throughout the year where I removed books from my TBR that I was no longer interested in reading, and that did help, my TBR list come down a little bit so that it wasn't as overpowering or as intimidating as it used to be. Another thing that I really wanted to do was to read more nonfiction. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that nonfiction is the genre I kind of struggle with the most. And it's not because I don't enjoy it, it's just because it's harder, or it has been harder for me to find the kind of nonfiction that truly motivates me to read more of that genre. But I have been doing some great discoveries lately, and I think I'm on a better path now as to what kind of nonfiction books I personally enjoy the most. So this last year, I didn't read a whole lot. I read 3 or 4 nonfiction books throughout the year, which again, it is not much. But for somebody like me who doesn't necessarily read any nonfiction or reads very few nonfiction books, I still think that was a pretty good amount. And especially keeping in mind that I pretty much only read for half the year. Half the year, I didn't read anything at all. So I'm still pleased with that. I happen to love all of the nonfiction books that I read during 2017. Another thing that I'm quite proud of so far this year, especially towards the end of the year, is that I managed to get more organized with my Booktube channel, and that makes me very, very happy. I now can upload 2 videos per week, and I'm very comfortable with the way that my schedule has been for the past months. I have also been able to upload a lot more reviews during this year, and book reviews is one of those videos that, quite honestly, they just don't get many views, but I personally really do enjoy making those videos and uploading it for those who do enjoy watching that. So I'll try to continue on making those at least once a month. So now that we've kind of covered what last year had to offer, for the following year, I don't want to really give myself set standards or set goals to meet, mostly because at the very beginning of next year, I'll be having the baby. So I don't know how exactly that's going to affect my reading, but I am 100% sure that it is going to affect my reading in some kind of way. I probably won't be able to have the same routine that I have at the moment. And eventually, of course, I'm going to be also working, so that's gonna limit my reading time yet even more. Therefore, what I am thinking of doing is setting another reading goal on Goodreads, because I feel that that does help motivate me to pick up more books and to keep track of what I've been reading. So I will be setting the goal again to 50 books. I am hopeful that I can make that happen. I know that last year I would have made it happen if I had read throughout the whole year rather than just half the year. So I think that that's definitely doable. Hopefully there won't be another, personal situation where I'm not allowed to read for an extended period of time. I do plan on reading more poetry next year because I do feel very disappointed that I didn't read as much during this 2017 because, like I've said previously, poetry is something I'm very passionate about and I do enjoy it quite a lot. So that's another goal that I'll try to keep up with. I do intend to continue with my limitation when it comes to my book buying. So what I have been considering on doing is pretty much for every 5 books that I already own that I have read, I will purchase 1 book. So that's what I'm thinking on doing as of right now for the following year. I think that's fair and I think that's doable. And I think that that will definitely help me decrease the amount of own books that I have yet to read. So that's exciting. Another thing that I really want to work on during this 2018 is going to be rereads. I haven't been rereading a lot actually since I started the channel, and that's something that I kind of want to change because if you already know something is good and you're gonna enjoy it, why not reread it and re-experience it? Plus, I feel that our views on the books that we read change as we ourselves change. I do plan on doing quite a lot of rereading during 2018, if possible. Another thing that I would like to tackle is my very large books in my TBR. I have a lot of really large books and they intimidate me. And actually, towards the end of 2017, I've been very much gravitating towards those kinds of books, but I have also discovered that they take me a long time to read. It's not books that I can pick up and read quickly in 1 month or whatnot. I take my time with those. So my goal right now would be to read 5 large books during 2018. I don't know exactly which ones yet. I will be selecting 5 as my main goal, and I will be doing a separate video for those, and I'll share that with you once that is done. But hopefully that does happen during 2018. Of course, I do want to continue with my nonfiction reading during 2018. I feel that now I am more comfortable with the kind of nonfiction that I enjoy, and I feel that it is easier for me to recognize the kinds of books in that genre that I will most likely be enjoying when reading. When it comes to my channel and when it comes to the videos that I upload, I have to say I am very pleased with how it has been for the last few months, and I hope to be able to continue with this pattern. 2 videos a week. I've been uploading Wednesdays and Saturdays. So if I could keep up with that pattern, that would be amazing. I would like to participate in more events when it comes to the Booktube community during 2018. I feel that in 2017, I really didn't participate in much at all. And I feel that I missed out on those things, which I would like to change for 2018. I love being part of this community, and I think that participating in all of those readathons and read-alongs and all of that is, what adds to the communication and what adds to the enjoyment of being part of Booktube. So hopefully that's something I can participate with during 2018 and be a part of a little bit more than I was this last year. And the last thing that I can think of that I would like to work on when it comes to my channel and whatnot is I would really like to be able to reset the bookshelf background that I had before. I mean, I'm happy with my bedroom background, that's fine. But it would be nice to have the books and the bookshelves in the background. I love viewing that kind of, background on other people's videos, and I think it looks very pretty. So I'd really like to be able to re-accomplish that again at some point during the year. I also wanted to take a minute to thank all of those of you who have recently subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. It means the world to me to have my new subscribers. And of course, all of those of you who've been with me from the beginning, those of you who comment on all my videos, I couldn't be more thankful and more grateful for having you as part of my life. It just brings me so much joy. You have no idea how much your interactions with me mean to me. Also, I wanted to wish all of you an amazing new year. I kept forgetting to mention happy holidays in all the previous videos. I'm a little bit late for that, but I hope you guys had an amazing holidays season and that all your wishes came true, and hopefully next year brings you everything you could possibly want. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it wasn't boring. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys support me with my goals for the next year. Let me know in the comment section down below what you accomplished during last year, what goals you have set for this upcoming year. If you have some videos that you've made in regards to this topic, link them down below. I would love to watch them and comment on them as well. And I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!